Hello everyone, welcome back. So today is Wednesday, the 25th of February, and we are back. And as you can see from just like some decor and so on, I am at home. I planned to be in the office today, but at least this time I checked it a day before, not the day off. And it turned out that Deutsche Bahn, so our train company, is doing some renovations on the tracks. So it would take me almost 3 hours to get to the office with like 4 transfers. So nope. I decided against that, and I was super happy that something just like told me to check that yesterday evening instead of morning as always, because otherwise I would need to be up at 4:30 and then find out that my trains are simply not going. So yeah, so I stayed at home. And I am very happy about that because we had like the most gorgeous weather, and at least for like 10 hours I was so full of energy, totally different to how I felt for last few days. So I had like very slow day at work, so I was just like, doing one task here, the other task there, and then around like midday I had such a surge of like focus, concentration and so on. I finished a rather complicated financial overview for one of my clients that was just like sitting there for some time, because it's just like it was difficult to find where to start it. And I did it today. So this week still I will be able to send it, which is fantastic, which is really fantastic. And then when I finished with that, I was just like sitting there for a few hours, basically attacking into my keyboard, replying to all the emails, doing everything and so on. So I think I sent like about 40 emails today, and only when my reminder to finish work went off, I realized that it's just like, yeah, okay, it's been a work day and it finished. And after that I was just like, okay, I need to just lie down for a second. And I fell asleep for about 20 minutes. I woke up as if that was like a completely different world, different century. It's just like everything completely out. It took me like a good half an hour to get back to reality. So all the fun. But yeah, definitely I can feel that spring is coming, which also manifests with allergies, because this is what was missing in my life. But yeah, things are definitely looking a bit better this time. So let's hope that it's going to last. And yesterday I was jumping a bit, so I had a plan for like another part of stitching. However, I kind of went here, and this stitch, let me just like move it here because I think that this is almost out of the frame. So this stitch here, this is the exact right corner. So yeah, we are here. We can now go down here and just like have this part of the frame as well. So this is awesome. Today I think that I will work a bit here, or maybe on the letters. Let's see what tickles my fancy. Okay, and what I started doing straight away, I just went to this corner. So apparently we'll be doing a corner. So let's see. I think that today's video is going to be like a bit shorter because something arrived in the post today, and I am very, very excited that I didn't go to the office and I have the opportunity to play with that, because as I told you, I have a lot of things in stash and I want to start using that. But sometimes it happens that we do not have exactly what we need in stash. So of course the easiest way would be to just go and buy something. But no, we are trying to be more creative about that and definitely a bit more reasonable about spending money. So I got myself a few small pouches of fabric dye. This is a Polish product. I know it from still from Poland, and I used some of, not these colors, but this is exactly what I used to dye my floss that I'm using here. So it's definitely working. So I'm going to see how's that going to be in like big, on a bigger scale, so with my fabric, because I have so yeah, I was raving about, so I just don't want to show you the pattern. I was raving about my love for the Artsy Housewife, and I have, oh actually I think that I have it here, but no, I'm not going to be able to show you that. So I'm going to Google the picture. Oh god. So during the Essex Needles, I got myself this beauty. So let me just show you. Let me open the picture as it should be. Can we open the picture? Can we just yeah, preparation 100%. So here I got myself Glenda's Garden by Artsy Housewife, and I am absolutely obsessed with that. And I got myself some fabric, but that thought that would be good, but I didn't think about one thing, that since I am mostly at the moment stitching on 32 count Murano, which is an even weave, but since it is even weave, it has it's not like 100% natural fabric, which means that the dye is not fully taking as it would on, for example, 100% cotton Aida or on linen. So the fabric that I got for that is a bit too muted for my liking. So I am taking an example from Cross Stitch Jess and her fantastic experiments with the fabric that she dyed for her, what was that? Was that Cabin in the Woods? I think. I think so. I'm not sure. Cabin in the Woods, I think. So she did an amazing job. And basically she dyed her fabric just playing around with that. So I bought myself these powder dyes, and I'm not going to just like take my fabric and submerge that into the dye, but I want to create a kind of paste, I would say, from the dye, and use brushes to have more control on where the dye goes and so on. So I do hope that I'm going to achieve the effect that I need, because unfortunately, of course, I would be the happiest to be able to get the fabric that it was stitched on, because this is one of the most gorgeous like red fabrics, like not red, it's this ginger red fabrics. It's one of my favorite colors. It's the color of rust, and basically, if I could, and if that wasn't clashing too much, I would have everything in like rust colors or pinks. So that's good that I'm not trying to combine that, because that would be very, very dangerous for any person's eyesight. So yeah, we're going to at least experiment on the fabric a bit, and let's hope that I'm going to manage to achieve something resembling the gorgeous Pumpkin King by Atomic Ranch. It's just like, I think that stitchers in the US, they're so lucky about the choices that they have, about all the dyes that are here and so on, are there. Here in, especially in continental Europe, because UK seems to be also more equipped, I would say, and there is so much choice as well, even if that's not exactly what you would like to have. You can find something similar, or you can find something equally gorgeous, and it just like, yeah, I definitely feel like lots of stitchers envy in that we have the fantastic extrude designs in Hungary, but this is also a thing. It's just like, she's based in Hungary, so basically when I order something, it takes about a week to arrive, and it's a lot of time. It's a very long time for waiting for something when my brain wants to start now. So of course, it's just, this is the thing. And of course, at the moment, it's just like, this is my year of trying to use my stash as much as possible. So I thought that I'm going to engage a bit more of my creativity and try to do something that may not be perfect, but it will be mine. And talking about stash, so as I told you, I was working on the lists and so on, and one of the lists that I started creating is my pattern list, and I think that I hope that it's a half. of my patterns that I already have in the list, because we are currently at over 140 positions there. And sometimes I put collections there as one pattern. So for example, like we have the Witchy Stitchers tarot cards. I did not list them separately, but I just put them as Witchy Stitcher Tarot, because when I start stitching that, it's just going to be like the whole bit. For me it's one pattern, because I don't want to stitch them separately. I want to stitch them on one piece of fabric. So of course this is like one pattern, but I know that it's not one pattern as such. So definitely I have enough for a lifetime, or even a few. So it just gave me a bit of perspective on what I have and what I want, what I need, and thinking about all the wants, and like thinking if I want to have it for the sake of having it, or I want to have it for stitching. So of course, at the moment, the most important things are for me something that I want to work on now, and it's not necessarily me just having my brain tickled by something pretty. I can look at pretty stuff. I can, for the time being, I can just like, take screenshots of the model stitches or the mock-ups and have it in a separate folder and go back to that and see if that's still something that I really, really want to stitch. Because I realized that I listed the sorry, I listed the patterns, and I also marked anything that has been started as started, and then among these started ones, and also the ones that I haven't started yet, I started marking them as something that it is actively worked on, so actively in my brain. So it's just like, if I had 14 arms and 7 heads, I would be stitching on all of them now at the same time. So this is my idea of active stitching. So if I'm stitching on that actively, so of course this is just like something that kind of stays. And so yeah, basically I counted the whips that I have. So anything that had been started in any way. I think that I still don't have all of them in the list, but these are the ones that mostly had more than, like, for example, 1 stitch or 2 stitches. So basically, or the ones that weren't sent into timeout in the past already. So I counted, I think, 51 whips at the moment. And when I started just like doing yes, I'm actively stitching on that, or it's in timeout, it turned out that the ones that in my head I am actively stitching on, there are 20 of them. So you see, there is just like already like 65% of all my whips are, this is something that for the time being I do not want to come back to. So I really want to be more conscious and conscientious with where I allocate my money, my brain resources. So I not only start things, but I work on things that I really love. So this is definitely something that I would like to take into the future and use in general for anything I do. It's not necessarily only for stitching, but it's also, it just like at the moment we are consuming so much, and I started realizing that instead of bringing me happiness, things that I have around me, especially with like rather limited space, it very much overwhelms me. And now I want to concentrate on things that I really want to have around me, that I really want to use, that I really want to put my energy and my time into. So I definitely want to lower my impulsivity even more. So I've been working with my therapist on that for quite some time, and at the moment I am very good at online window shopping, because of course at the moment everything is available online, so you can just like drop it into your cart, pay for that, and it arrives at your doorstep. But it was very easy, and it was very, very easy dopamine chasing. But it lasted, this dopamine high lasted for like a few moments, and then you were searching again. So at the moment, if there is something that I think that I want, I go online, I search for like this item, and then I put it into my cart and close the website. Very often it happens that I almost instantly forget about it. And then when the thought somehow comes back, it's just like, okay, I can live without that. It's just, yeah, I found another way, I used something that I already have, or it's turned out that I already have exactly the same thing that I forgot about. So it helps me definitely to control that, at least with shopping, and it's been working quite well for I think like about 2 years at the moment. I was pretty good, but unfortunately cross stitch was a bit different category. So now really I want to also put the same way of thinking and being into my crafty adventures as well, because I want to give it life. I really want to give it life. If I have something, I want to be able to stitch it, to show it off, to have it on my wall, I don't want it to be sitting somewhere in a box, forgotten. It just, pretty things deserve to be out. So, to all my friends, go out, show your faces, we're all pretty. And really, this is just like thing that I want to do from now on. To take my things out and use the available resources and be happy about it. Because, okay, I am stitching on something now. When I'm done, I am going to have like one less pattern, because this is PDF. I'm not going to be able to sell it further and so on. So it's kind of, I cannot give it a second life. But I have a finished product. This pattern, with my hands, with my time, has been transferred now into something that lives, and something that I want to have around me. So this is the general goal. Yeah, I hope that I'm going to be able to stick to that. Okay, we're going to kind of park here, and I will start another one, because now I will try to work on this part. I don't want to move my hoop now. We can be working on this one a bit. So I think that my idea of trying to do something with the fabrics I have as well, and to dye it or to do something else, is also something that is a bit new to me, because I am still the kiddo that is not going to use her stickers because then they are used and they're so pretty. A couple of years ago, because yes, it's not only the metaphor. I have a lot of stickers. I have a lot of stickers, washi tape, and so on. And I was getting that, and it was just like, okay, it's so pretty. And then I was just, okay, it is going to be pretty when I put it onto something as well. And I did it. The first few times, I have to tell you, it was absolutely terrifying. Because it's just like, is it the right placement? Is it exactly where it belongs, or whatever? I don't know what my brain was doing. That was something to be used. It's a sticker. So the first few times it was just like, oh no, I am putting stickers, so they won't be able to be used in the future. But in the future again, I would probably doubt myself and won't use them again. So I started using my stickers. I started using my washi. And sometimes at the moment, because from time to time I journal, it happens sometimes that I put a sticker on, and usually I use this like also washi stickers, so it's easier for journaling if you want to change the position a bit and so on. And it happened a few times that I put a sticker that kind of fit the theme, And then I realized that it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And guess what? I unglued it and I threw it away. Past me would die. Current me is happy because she has, again, enough stickers to last her a lifetime. So things are to be used, not to look at. Life is to be lived, not just to be looked at as well. Okay, now I was getting a bit deep. No, that wasn't the idea. Use the stickers. And with the stickers, when I was just like coming from, that was the same with the fabric that I have. So I love hand-dyed fabric. I absolutely love it. And of course, I need to find a perfect pattern for that, to showcase that and so on. And sometimes it happens that I think that I have a perfect pattern, but then it kind of turns out that in my head it would look better if there was, for example, a tiny more purple on the fabric, or this fabric could be a bit more blue. It is like almost perfect, but it's just like it's not necessarily 100% what I had in my head as like a general vision for that. So of course that would be the thing sorry, that I would search for a perfect fabric, and this almost perfect would be waiting. And again, it would be sitting there in a drawer, waiting for its time, that maybe would never come. So now I decided that if I have a situation like that, where something is almost there, almost, I might try to add something. Am I going to mess it up? Maybe. But who knows? Maybe I'm going to really create something exactly what I was looking for. So I'm going to try. The thing is that without trying, I will never know. Okay, I'm really going into some kind of philosophical things. It's about fabric. It's about stitching. It's about enjoying things. And this is something that I am learning at the moment, that I may allow myself to try, to have ideas. Maybe somebody would think that there are stupid ideas, but that's why I'm not offering these ideas commercially to anyone. It's for me. These are my ideas for my projects, for my ideas for my ideas. So let's see. So I think that I'm going to finish this motif where I am, this another triangle, and then I'm going to go and grab my dye and my fabric and try to do something. And maybe tomorrow I'm going to report back to you, showing you the most gorgeous creation. Or I will tell you that it didn't work out and it's just like everything is crappy and we're not going to be doing that in the future. But without trying, I won't know what the story tomorrow is going to be. So yeah, let me know, do you have any patterns or fabrics that are waiting for like a perfect moment or perfect supplies or perfect something? Is there something that you are afraid to touch because you don't think that you will be able to do it justice? Or are you just like, okay, I have it, I'm going to work on that, and I don't care what's going to happen? I'm learning to be better with using everything without saving them for a perfect moment. Talking about like a perfect moment, it's a bit of a tangent now, because today, with the weather and this feeling of spring in the air, I really wanted to stitch on something springy, and I have like a perfect set of the season Quakers I got with the gift of stitching magazine. So they were closing, and they were closing like their online presence, and they offered all the issues of the magazine for, that was less than 30 euros, I think. I wasn't sure, but I grabbed it because it's just like from the covers only, I saw that there were like 2 patterns that definitely were something that I would like to stitch. So, and these patterns, when I went online, because this magazine was just like super old, when I went online, they were available, and for these 2 patterns only, I would pay more than I paid for all the issues of this magazine. So in my opinion, that was a very good deal. So I decided to do that, and oh my god, I love it so much. And I have this seasonal series of Quakers. And talking about pretty fabrics, so I have like a perfect pink from Coffee Crafts Fabrics, Megan, and I thought that it's just like I can use this one and I'd use like a pale dirty pink to stitch this spring Quaker on that, or I can just like choose something else, but definitely on this pink. So if I kind of kit it up for myself, and I think that this is I'm going to show you one day. I'm talking about showing stuff. So thanks to this pattern list creations and knowing what I have, what I want to stitch on and so on, I think that like a regular floss tube might be coming, because I know what to talk about. I know where to start. It's just I might do a whip parade, or I might wait a bit longer. We shall see. But it kind of opens in my head at the moment, so I think that I'm getting ready. But to be honest, also I also like this format. If you are not sick of hearing my voice, but even if you are, I'm okay with that. I'm not for everyone. But if you are not sick of hearing my voice, I think that I might continue, even if that's like 15 minutes a day, not necessarily like a longer format, but to keep the ball rolling and stitch every day, because I was so excited to be coming to you and telling you about my day and telling you that yesterday I did like 640 stitches or something, and that I hit almost 68%. So instead of just like this 1% that I was planning, I hit almost 3. And at the moment I wasn't marking my stitches, so I cannot even tell you where we are, but the progress looks good and I am really excited about it. So I think that we're going to have this corner finished today, so I will just go here and here and just have this one done, and yeah, then do this tiny line here to continue that. So I also know where I am in these places. So we're slowly getting there. And I am excited about the thought of hitting 70% soon, and then being a tiny step closer to the finish. So thank you for being here with me on this journey, and let's hope that we can do it. So I wish you an amazing rest of your day, and see you tomorrow.